Talking about the politics of Canada, especially Ontario. I am Peter Beimers, two-time candidate for the New Blue Party of Ontario. Let's get to it. Today I'm going to talk about three smaller topics, although they're not small, but I'm going to spend a small amount of time on each of the three. I'll look at a world situation, a Canadian situation, and a situation here in Ontario. So we'll start with the world situation. Of course, the biggest news in the world uh, this week has been the combination Israeli-U.S. bombing of Iran. Now, got to start off by saying I feel sorry for you leftists. Not necessarily liberals, because I think there's a difference between liberals and leftists, but you leftists. It must be exhausting. Here you are, you just ordered your Somali flags from Amazon, and now you got to go and order some Iranian flags and wonder which one you're going to hang on your pole. And if you really want to find out and stand with the people of Iran, which I do, you should actually see how the actual Iranian people feel. Now, just because Trump was involved in the bombing does not make it illegal. So get off that bandwagon. I know you suffer from TDS, but just because he did it doesn't make it illegal. Your hero here in Canada, Mark Carney, stands with Israel and stands with Israel in these strikes. And this is probably the first time I can think of that I agree with them. I too stand with these strikes. The Iranians are celebrating. The Iranians came to the Iran embassy in Ottawa yesterday in droves with their flags and chanting thanks to the strikes. They are thanking that the dictator, the murderer, the butcher leader has been killed, and because of that, I'm thinking that this thing may be done sooner than later. Now, while I agree with Mark Carney's actions with standing with the U.S. and in Israel and their strikes against Iran, I do disagree with his earlier pledge this week to give yet another $2 billion of Canadian taxpayer paid money for Ukraine. How about instead of investing into Ukraine, when this money is probably just going to go to Zelensky's pocket, I don't think the majority of this money, if any of it's reaching the actual people or funding even the war effort. It appears more to be money laundering to me. And even if it does go to the war effort, how about investing $2 billion into Canada, into Canadians? Canada can use it. It is expensive to live here. Prices have gone up. Inflation's not coming down. It's expensive to fill our tanks, our gas tanks, and to get groceries. How about investing $2 billion into Canada, into Canadian families? How about that instead? And finally, here in Ontario, there's been a case that was made public this week about MAID, medical assistance in dying, where a patient was mated against her will. It was due to the will of the husband. And of course, the people processing this MAID or participating in the death of this patient, why didn't they question this? Why did they not push back? Instead, I think they were just quick to go ahead with the murder of this person, which is what MAID is, murder. And I believe this husband should be held accountable for putting his wife to death against her will. In any other books, this is first degree premeditated murder, and I hope the province takes a closer look at this and the authorities get involved and we see this man in court someday for murder. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and if you like what you hear, share with your friends, like, and subscribe for when new videos are posted every Monday night. And looking at the American League Central, I think it's a two-dog race. It's between the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals. I think they're going to be neck and neck the majority of the year. I think Minnesota's going to make noise early and fade rather quickly. And Cleveland is going to make some noise at some point in the year, but I don't think they'll be there at the end. I think it's a two-dog race between Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers.